My never I say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there. I see them yopo. Na any so back last week Monday. Na senka you didn't come be April. I work at a video so. Na so sang komono entimi amaso. One say we asimu eto down. Elema bebre timisisi but for us as humans no aya na yenti ase but wo nyame mu de bibi aye ladies ho aya na nyame ankasa enim ne oye so ati ase nti oye bibia woni brem pepepepepepepepepepe enti enna na so ani se san komo no yetimi ede ebrel enti baby awo bia no yiwasum na o radio no so no biem kakra ka ho na yeni enkomo komo na yebedi no emu ede na SMP na de umu esese onso utimi etie bi yene Prophet Telvin ejay sowa ena eba betwetwe enkomo enu ti yansemre no yene eye Prophet Telvin ejay sowa ebedi enkomo obeka yensa ewa oba tempa tum say prof the time eye adwuma eti prof yamo akwaba sa pepe nyame shamu na ababom etsen onyame adom bibia boko bibia dadin great prof Ghana had a amount for the donor atonka surely amount for chese omunimu kro omunimu say kwade nyame ncha there because of internet and social media and you know say onipa no on ben or baby or walk cry na at least you can hear about the person if you have a video of two of the person now what shall I say cry follow on social media then you get to know what he's doing and all of that you know say oh ye bibi pa e ko sa no bi di bonu so anu se si na e betre ba bia ma obia atonka but ye kasa ye hwemu yie pa na ye di nkomo kakra de afa ho ansa ya hwed dwedi awdo awudi na be say for how long ni na prophetic ministry no wa
basically let me say somewhere within I think all my life, but you see how sorry they are. Let's say probably like 15 years they're about here. Yes, all my life I've been like this.
Wow. Eti okasa all your life you've been like this now. Oh dear ye you will meet every grandpapa is so for and me fear the eyes be anti yam they be say and I say bia oh dear no koye so poor encounter Nibia and I said
so poor encounter you know I started very young. Not me akwala, so I was already born with the eyes to see. Okay, I was like natural like that. And to me you know my grandmother happens to be a prophetess. Wow. And if like when I was younger I used to see things. And to me who are there be na makatrom no makatrom say once you see this thing say Jesus ebeko. Because I used to see all sorts of things, angels, demons, any other thing. To me I used to draw them. Was a kid, yeah. I would draw them, pull wings at their back, different things, yes. So it was no more like that as I was growing. So I think by the age of 5 years or no, baby, you know, I used to tell people when they would die. And Timpenufu at home will come and sit in front of me and ask me and say, so they asked me the question, I tell them when they would die.
At that age?
At that age. If I say it's 2 weeks, I'll come. So I was like, in that condition. So most of the time, no, people used to know me for a person. When I was younger, no, old people used to gather around me, and then they gather. I say Jesus, I didn't see what now. No, I was small boy, and then they all surround me, asking when they would die and stuff like that. Yeah.
Anyway, who do you today? And as speaking, because not a person me bizarre question. It's not a person me share. How it started for you near there, but I said you count the day. I said, oh, they different crowd. Maybe shut down. But still, now I'm in this question.
Right.
A quite banner of Faswa. How?
It's been the same from when I was young. God speaks to me directly through revelations. I hear the voice of God clearly. I said, what do you make us? I know God can talk to me now. Like I can hear Him talk to me.
Really?
Yes.
So how is God's voice like? How?
You know, we hear sound as a frequency that we hear on the surface of the earth. So our ears will pick sound frequencies. But in the dimensions of God, you hear Him as if obi echo adebiugu tremu. So it's more or less like you are in a dome. And then as a word dome will be there, then it will sound. So if God is talking in there, it takes over whatever you are hearing around. As a the airport I show us or noise cancellation mode, you can only hear the things that is being said to you clearly.
Okay, so with that said, no, Prof, if I say so is it possible God can talk to any of us, or maybe does He talk to or speak to all of us?
Everyone.
But if you are near us to listen to Him or to tell us that this is God speaking to me and I.
Exactly. God speaks to us in so many ways, in 4 different ways. God can speak to you. That's where we measure it in 4 dimensions. In Ezekiel chapter 47, the Bible said that Ezekiel entered into the pool, the water gushed out of the temple, and then it covered the whole place. He entered. The first dimension was the ankle level, second dimension knee level, third loins level, and then the 4th dimension was the overflow. That's good measures pressed down, shaking together, and then running over. Now in that 4-dimensional flow, God speaks to us in 4 different ways. Number 1, the first dimension, which means if God wants to speak to you, they can speak to a third party or create a scenario or something can happen to your body. Once you're told you want to go somewhere, and then when you wake up, you don't feel in your body to step out. Something is happening to you physically. That is God trying to communicate to you in the first dimensional reality. Some people will feel something. Most people actually prophesy with feelings. Well, feelings say, no, I can say, oh, me feel say baby how there no is some way then I say oh baby how me I have a problem because they could discern it, they could feel it. That category is the first dimension. I say uti baby woman, physical occurrences be happening. Second dimensional reality is a dream state, which means I make a search through diet, any other things like that. The third dimension is when you start hearing God and then seeing visions. The 4th dimension is when you are now in the realm of the spirit. You are both seeing, hearing, and active in all the realities, which means that if God is supposed to speak to you, you are there when He's speaking. You are in the scenario, you are in the play. So as a maybe in description, maybe I say I know say in 3 years to come there will be gold rush in Accra. Gold is going to form out in Accra, and a lot of people will be coming around for it. So Meteonoma, I've seen it. I've actually seen the occurrences. I am in it. I'm right there, so I can actually see the people that are running. I could see the calendars, the date, and everything. I said, me Bahanum. If I was coming here and I had seen this place ahead of time, I would see myself sitting here talking to you. The bottle in front of me, I do online, everything. I see everything. Your face, your shirt, your color, everything. The whole scenario like a deja vu.
Wow.
So when I explain it ahead, it's in details. The way it is, and that's 4-dimensional operation. So that's how God talks to us.
So where's your level now?
I think I've mastered 4. Not the thing, but I've basically, because where I am is at that level.
Yeah.
That's how Ezekiel was. Ezekiel, Enoch, Daniel, all of them were like that. John the Revelator, all of them were like that. Yeah.
Okay. So Nyamiba, is it possible for God to reveal something to you?
Right.
What one said, this is it, the Nyamia Akanye. And then maybe later God will change His mind on that thing. What the chill?
Yeah, revelations are timelines. As you master the 4th dimension, you realize that there's an original timeline.
Yeah. Once
you realize there's an original timeline, you know that it can create patterns in time, which is other branches of time can be created to meet the same timeline effectively. Now, in the book of 2 Kings chapter 3, when you go down there, you realize that the prophet Elisha made a prophecy. He said, you shall not hear the winner, neither shall you see the rain, but your valley shall be filled with waters. And then they continue to say that, as for the Moabites, the Lord will offer them unto you. You shall break down every walled city and conquer every walled territory. So he gave a prophecy, offered the prophecy of the Moabites being defeated, and then also breaking each walled city, and then filling the valleys with waters. So at the end of the day, all the prophecies came to pass. The valley was filled with waters. The conquering of the walled city and the gated cities began to pass. began to happen. So as they were going forward, one step at a time, and then they got to one point, which was the point of the Moabites to conquer the Moabites. But when they got closer to the city, the Bible said that the king of the Moab took the one that is supposed to reign in his stead, which is his prince, and then he cut off his head on the wall of the kingdom. So when he did that, immediately the battle turned against the people of Israel. So they had to return from the warfare because there's been a sacrifice. So once there was a heavy sacrifice, the prophecy was turned upside down, and that was a sacrifice of a bloodline. Imagine you are the king, you have a prince, the only prince that can reign in your stead, and you sacrifice the prince, which means your name in the kingship reign is over. Your descendants are gone. That is you are the last descendant. If you die, that's the end of the story. And he made such a sacrifice. That sacrifice changed the scenario. That's the first time we ever saw someone change the scenario. The same, another thing to went to Hezekiah. He spoke about the reference of his sacrifice, changed the scenario. But then when it comes to original patterns and timelines, it is impossible to change it. That's it. Almost impossible. It's almost like a little dot.
Sometimes most of the prophecies are most of them so, and sometimes they are very sure, say, yes, this I heard, this is what says the Lord,
right?
But it be not later, no, as it could be that maybe someone intervened or be that
we interfere with a lot of prophecies ourselves here, because we know where this thing is going, and we look at the patterns of time, and maybe my main course is to guard the timeline, the original timeline. So if anything will branch out of the original timeline and it cause a lot of problem for millions of people as against thousands of people, I will bend it back to where it has to be. So we'll sacrifice every bit of prophecy, which means there will be prophecies. But once we show up in there, and then of course we are mapping the original timeline itself, the full purpose of God. So once we see it and it's going where it's not supposed to go, we're like, okay, this is where God wants it to be. We'll bring it back. So a lot of prophecies will be.
Your best center on you and some of the prophecies and ABI I share. We'll look into 2026. Time we should any breeze, but capture right. Probably this will be my last one on say Betty and Wasika Crown. Some of these prophecies near. With all that you said now, for us to understand much better. But how come sometimes you bet different prophecies about one particular event or personality, and all these prophecies timelines need to answer your back, and it is coming from different God's people, like different. And this one, I mean, fight a dimbam kaka. Can Ohine Japan?
All right.
The near breakfast or the flag bearer for the new patriotic party.
Yeah.
And I've seen some powerful men of God prophesy, say, baby, I'd not done there. Obedient to me standing in his way. And definitely by 31st of January, when they go for the election, on the day emerge as the winner. Other men of God who also are strong to say no. They've seen Baumia say, he will emerge as the winner and ultimately become the flag bearer of the NPP. Upon say then, and some people the opportunity to say, oh, how can one God be saying this and saying that and saying that? When you hear those things now, how do you make of it?
Sometimes it's all because of understanding of the prophetic. That there are prophecies but then there are these kind of situations that we have. I addressed this situation in 2024 and I think in 2020 again. People prophesied from different angles, and one thing is that revelation. You can have a revelation of possibilities, which is not the original timeline, which is a DBA, which means you have to work on it to make it happen. And then there is the one that is the original timeline, which has to be guided in its phase. So others will see the potential, say, oh, Michelle Kennedy or in Japan in the future, he could become president. So let me work hard to make him the president. Then there is others that are like, this is the original timeline. This is the pathway we'll protect it. And it has to maintain, because if that does not happen, it affects a future that is already there. So which means we cannot allow it to be interfered with. So we'll maintain. So that's why the conflict comes in. Others have the faith that, you know, prophecy is to foretell and to foretell. So some is a decree of faith, which means me will GDS say we be a president and me bo humpaye me yan wa kwantre me yan wadwuma no be a president. And obi nso de no ya clearly said this is the future. And you will see that conflicting structure all across, because others believe they can make somebody a president, others also see a vision of someone becoming president. So you get it in several ways altogether. And as I speak to you, people are working on the two sides to get everyone to become president. So one is also working for Baumia to become president, another is working for Kennedy Japan to become president. When a person that have mastered time comes to speak, like Ezekiel, Daniel, and everyone, we don't care about who is working, who is not working. We are the finals of the game. So match the end result will tell you what will happen. Because the internal we are not interested in it.
It's a prophecy, but also has God spoken to you about this?
Yeah. I've said I was the first person to ever speak about it. Before anybody would ever say anything.
What did you see?
And clearly, the conclusion is already done. Baumia became the flag bearer at the end of the day.
That's what you saw?
Yes. That was even, I think, before 2024 election, long time ago. Yeah. It was not even a situation of, say, how do you call it, Afina. And then, as a matter of fact, Baumia, I don't even know him. Like, I don't have any relationship with him. I'm not praying for him. Mine is to guard the original timeline. That's my only interest. I'm like the, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I'm a middleman of the whole operation. I guard your future, your reality. There are others on the side of Baumia and there are others on the side of Kennedy Japan. I am in the middle. My point is not to choose who wins or who does not win. My point is to tell you, when everybody is down fighting, this one won. Wow. You understand how it is?
All right. Prof, now you're 2026. 31st December, watch night service there, and there were prophecies in the media, my TTTBA about the year, what we need to do, the things we should expect there. I am sure, say, Nyame Adane may be a diacho.
Right.
Is 2026 going to be a good year, like said Yatete? In a spiritual realm, and I say, be a year we know the attitude no yes and be to say to me share sapunzu then I say to me e ya hwe year pa ka say there be we there why you wanna one prepare one yeah this year we there before I say rapture. I mean it's not 2026
I think 2026, by the grace of God, what I have seen and observed through time, from the beginning to the end of the year, it is always beautiful things that are happening.
Wow.
One important thing, number one, I said something which I want to repeat again. The military, the police, the fire service, all those government institutions, they want to say electronic vehicles and stuff were being brought forth. And then there's a lot of change of certain things where pace were being increased. Within the same short time, from now to April, there's an happening that is going on. And then from there, I began to realize that there were certain changes that were hitting the country. I saw one important thing at the central point of Accra. Me who say building hotel, but to say Burj Khalifa. Yes. And it will begin this year. As a Burj Khalifa, it was like a signature on the surface of Accra.
Wow.
Something very huge, but Indian for frame, like was like Indians and other people like this were building, and it was Ghanaians as well in it. And it was like a central point where it was a place that was a statement in Ghana. So it was drawing in a lot of people, and it was like a signature. So people will come from several countries, even in America and other stuff. They'll come in here and they're like, whoa, Adi, we never expect to see something like this in Africa. It's not possible. So how did you both get access to these things? And then we began to build from there. So there is what we call the rebirth. In Ghana, as you stay in here right now, as an African country, it's going to be equivalent to like Belgium, Germany, Netherlands, and everything. And it started from this year. As we entered the year, the pattern began. Yes.
And I say Yasempa.
Yes.
Ghana be.
Oh yes. It's about to blow beyond measure because it affected the visas, the documentation, which means you carry Ghana passport and be able to travel to certain places in Europe easily. It affected our financial angle as well. Ghana will become like UK in Africa. So you will see, say, several African countries will be trying to troop into Ghana, and then automatically it will work to a point where Ghana will change their immigration policies because pressure will be coming from us. Everybody wants to enter into Ghana because the country is about to change in ways you cannot imagine.
Hallelujah. Fast.
And it begins this year, actually. This year they're starting. Yes.
But a movie from Ghana, Prof. A lot of people are worried. Because say Ghana, your mind back you're too grandpa. Now Ghana for if you be almost everywhere. You know, it is a never businesses you are manonesa indirectly so has an affecting there. People are very worried when you listen to near my ACC around the world and some decisions being one, some world leaders being taken here there. Prophet say and here na yankotia sempa. Nanka ye hope say Ghana be you be na okutra kori ni makuna say akujena and then talk bia ba na bibia sa dia na wo hu e ba no
the World War III will start this year.
So for say World War III.
Yes, it's going to start this year. And as you see, a lot of people assume they see World War III. It means that no bombs, boom, boom, boom. No. It was a journey of over 17 good years.
Okay.
And the 17 years is when it closed. So World War III begins this year, but we were never part of it. Yeah, we're Africa. We were not part of it. No, we were fine. Oh yeah, very fine.
Yeah, we were
very fine. We were very, very fine.
But it will actually start this year, say.
Yes. World War III will begin this year. There will be a new invasion. Once the next invasion comes in, there are 3 fronts of the warfare. Middle East, Asia, Russia. 3 different invasions. Once those 3 things are fully done, the World War III begins. The journey starts from there. And once the journey starts from there, in a short period of time, when they are changing the American president, Trump will be dead. Not that somebody killed him, he died in his own time. Within that same time was when bombs were flying.
Wow. Again, if I word this time, but with football, we all know that this year now. FIFA World Cup, as I said, when it's taking place with 3 different countries.
Right.
Canada, Mexico, US.
Right.
And looking at Enema Eco Koso, especially in the US, you know, I'm not going to be because I say, no, any watch a crowd, America, so for football, no crown, only saves out now. Near my papa, you or attract a lot of enemies to, you know, the states. I beat me, I'm a crowd. The Paradro Kushia or Krana Bonifubi, I take advantage of that. And you be a honor one will be this. Say,
I think I made
a world will be gathering at a place and maybe a will be conform Bonifubi take advantage.
Yeah, it's I think I said this in the beginning of mid-year or so, somewhere last year. I saw a terrorist attack during the World Cup, and I saw it clearly. Yes. But it's not when we were playing the match. No, Ghana was not playing. Ghana. That's the most interesting part.
Yeah.
We are starting a rebate. There is a reason for Ghana in this whole world. There is a reason for Ghana. And one day I'll break it down for everybody to understand the catalyst of Ghana to play a very crucial role for the world. Because Ghana is going to be one of the first African countries to be able to settle a nuclear structure. A mega one, yes.
Ghana.
Sir? The same Ghana we are in. It's going to be a different country altogether. So we became like the face of Africa, where everybody came into Ghana like Omomuko Egypt in the olden days, and they will come to Ghana and then survive and go back to the African countries. So we began to grow like a tree, and then we began to turn the entire desert lands into other vegetations. So it was Ghana that made that move by the grace of God. Yes. And as for the terrorist attack in the World Cup, it is there. I've said it a long time ago. It is there.
Said the Ekika Con 1 years so na penifo bi so de omo anu atumama wa hwe kra na ya ka say ne said the ebekosu ne because likely say bibi betimi esi de na World Cup na be kra ye suspend it and I be kra na
the World Cup they will go ahead and play it. They will go ahead and play it. But then it was 2 occasions. One stadium was on fire, a whole lot of smoke, a whole lot of things. People were running. News was, it was a whole lot of mess. Now, man, for Dimrike, Piena buildings, so say this skyscrapers in that glass, there was an explosion. Something was happening there. That was the first phase. Another phase 2 was happening, which was also a different form of attack. That one, there was a young man. He was carrying one white. It's not even Arab or a lot of people assume when they say terrorist attack is people with bombs. Oh, young people, young white people with guns, firing through crowds. Yes. So that was a very different world altogether that we're walking into. So that's one thing we are looking at.
It is trouble with these ones, no. Intervention be to me, say be
and then I working on because our family members are there. So once I saw it, with those things when I saw it, I spoke about them. I was like, no, a day we should be able to bend it out of the pathway.
Yeah.
If we can bend it to work, then it's very delicate. So we are working towards it by the grace of God.
All right.
But I want to say one thing about timeline is this: Sanya Kudo situation was we replaced them from the pull catalyst forward so that the catalyst will happen ahead. Even when the catalyst still happens ahead, it still goes ahead to affect somebody else and still affects so many things in the same way. That's how when you temper with time, the problems you can create. The same way we may temper with time and then try to do what has to be done by the grace of God. But then at the end of the day, I cannot guarantee to you that there won't be anything like that. It will happen, but then maybe it will be caught and then they can handle it. But at least you will know the thing has happened. But then it was protected in a way, was managed better than what could have happened.
Wait, what me have to say, even if it happen, Ghana, they will be affected.
Where they were fine.
They do not when it be a match and I be and then those things will happen. But still on Ghana, football team, your senior national team, the Black Stars. What you can say, even they just ended AFCON Ukraine now share the performances of some of the teams. I'm saying, hey, now it's a way Ghana go cry games too. And I win some they call World Cup. And you be Ghana. What will be cry? Your mother boy call say, you to me survive a group stage and hey, yes, where you won't come here.
Okay. Ghana 2026 World Cup.
Yeah.
Ghana will surprise everyone.
So for say,
I'm be surprised you be
Ghana Blasters.
Oh yeah, but we here in Africa, you now will follow us. We will be the African team for the World Cup.
Sir?
Oh yes. We'll be the African team for the World Cup. We will colonize Britain. We will take over several countries. Yes, the cheap countries were the ones we were playing draw with them and things. It was so strange. The team that cannot play anything, they move or draw. So it really frustrated all of us. We were all like frustrated down. And all of a sudden, they caught England and was colonizing England, shockingly.
Hey.
So we're all like, the news was like, I'm actually, when you're in time, you can read comment section, you can see everything. It's reality. And I was like, and Uncle for you, somebody I don't know what to Yakumasa. Because we thought it was not going to work. And at the end of the day, push it, they started playing better. And it was shocking.
Wow.
Yeah, it was shocking.
And it just means that Ghana will do well in the 2026 World Cup.
Yes, Ghana will do well. Ghana will do very, very well. Yes, they will prove themselves in ways we cannot even imagine.
Well, yes, I'm running economic. What me at say, and you might be for the country starting this year. But I am now politics and spiritualities. No, I say working hand in hand, right? Because I thought that things might look good, but beer na inipa binum ni ebi ni ade ntina ma enema bi sequence kakra looking at yen growth economically and Ghana so no kra no wo hwe yen spirituality profu be ka say Ghana yeso e Christo for my so no ya bra bo aye bo ya bra boy boy pa de enene boy so yeah but so some as a man of God then osan hu enema ebesi ne de ebesi no what did to one? You saying
Ghana as a Christian body. Well, I think we are doing our best. Because this thing, once you say more than that, there will be problems. I think we are doing our very best as Christian nation. Yeah, also it's a gradual process, and obviously one step at a time we'll be able to get there. And I believe, God has a way of pushing His people, and He will glorify His name, and that part they will move in that angle.
I'm ready by now. We be a bad the order of the day. Prophecy be a baby, no prominent person be a well-known person be. I might go to a point that IGP at that time cross hey Debbie. If I feel the move beyond question, and I say a brass kakra near there, but I say one I say I could be a shut up from big crabina. Prof. Nyame no kasa. Anye bia said the last year, 2025, said the fan kugudam ko yi. This year no on that level at the same and so prominent person people dying.
That part I always try to stay away from it because unless it's urgent. One thing is that when I prophesy about someone dying, it's always about the original timeline. Maybe something is about to happen. Okay. So this person will happen, it died, and this thing happens. So that's when I bring it in. But directly to just look at like random names and then people we who at this time there, that one I'm very different from that. And then that kind of character and that kind of prophecies started because they were copying someone. Yeah, they were copying someone. You know what I'm saying?
Prophets also copy.
Carbon copies a lot, and the situation is there's a lot of copying going on. So the situation is that Omo copy Nipa Bako, and everybody started replicating his kind of prophecy, the 31st night prophecy. And me, I like one thing. I don't like plagiarism. Pick up something, be the original version of yourself. Prophesy what you can prophesy. Follow your own niche and do your thing. But Omo copy that angle. Ebia at that time it came from one person. Say, oh, we be woo, or no star, no, the other things in so account. All of that things happens. But all of a sudden, everyone saw that okay, anytime I thought they say that kind of thing, bad press sells a lot. So NOB also they don't know what shame. And then 31st night you drew now or bring power now be now you show. Yeah. Because obviously you know that at the end of the day your name will show up somewhere that you're about to die. And that's the situation. But then they copied and then spread it across and made it worse. Sometimes I always say that be original and keep those people that are doing one thing, they are stuff for them because they will not be a nuisance. But if everyone is copying it and now betting not prophet, we see, and it's a whole mass structure on 31st night. And so I mean disheartening. So I always stay away from it because that's not my style.
But Prof, nyamye yibia shopping, I'm one who ebia public you want me can want some, and then it happened. Yeah,
almost everything that happens in this Ghana here God shows us here. We are watching.
In the abundance, how do you feel? Say, at the end of say ebesi. Now so ebia when timianya who be spiritually now at the NSC.
Most of the time, before you become a prophet to a level, God will prepare you, nurture you for the possibilities of life. To you and everyone, death is a tragedy. To us, we know where the people are going to. So we do not see it like the way you see it. What I say? So we understand in a different phase altogether. So each move that happens, we understand why it is happening. And to be most of the things, it's not necessary to even go intervene. Just leave it the way it is. And some of them, if the person should die, it's a problem because it's an orchestration. So you have to prevent that one from happening. But some of the time, Nimre now, so like they have entered into a time pattern that you can bring them back. So you leave them to continue. Yeah.
Wow. Yes, well, I share football, I share politics, but yeah, share entertainment for the side one. And you be this year. Does it look good for them? Maybe you have some superstars giving me a idea and Crawford beat me. I'm young age. A brandy be a man who's one by you be a pig or born more than Pabi Visa. Yes.
This year there's a lot of great things going to show up. It's a two-thing, it's a two-way thing. Stone Boy, the same year too for shatter. Shatta, you know, Shatta is my person. So Shatta.
I say, yeah, I say.
No. I'm actually seeing. So normally I've already seen it. So me the count. Then there are other people. This year there will be some other people that will emerge better than Blacko. Better. Nobody even knows them. They are just playing some kunku right now. In November you hear about them. Hey, November you hear about them. They will be global. I'm small people. Underground singers. They will just blow out. But then what was coming? And I don't know whose job it was, which minister or whatever it is that were doing it. But in the realm of the spirit, what I saw is this clearly in time. Me who say there is a value on the arts industry in Ghana, which is like music, acting, as a value abim ewo Ghana. So I realized that people were receiving all those transactional angle, they were being paid, those YouTube, all those things, like the money became visible. It became like clearly, it's not like you're just working for nothing. So that brought in money into the industry. That rose up our movie industry back again.
Hey.
Yes. It brought it back to light.
Movie industry,
it was global. We went out there, we were on Netflix, we were everywhere because money, it became viral. I don't know how they did it, but it was like people that were doing TikTok, content creators, everybody was making good money. It became like real money. So if you're doing content, you'll be making real money from the thing you're doing. And this thing changed within October. So end of September, this same year.
Wow.
It was a thing that changed everything. So from this year to the beginning of 2027, that was when our movie industry came back again. So because there was money in it now, it was not something that they're just doing for fun, and then that's how it took over. Ghana is going to change in ways you cannot imagine.
So for said the way you hope 5 years absolutely. But say enyema be ko yie say de nyame ada na di a kire we or areas ya bobo so nyina na sometimes say the na alien America no ye nsusu no as nyame ma no ye wo role to play because ye mistakes bia na enyema bi ebe ye nsu betimi aye bibia ebesi kwan kakra so what should God's people do nyame ma den na ye this year and more ben necessary too na ebetimi aboana ene pa nyame wode maye se Ghana fo no ni na betimi akoso anapukura ahweye bi we se ya na
one important thing I always say if you're true to yourself and then you serve God diligently and you don't become a thief when you're being given opportunity or anything else, sometimes we assume being a criminal is looking sharp, but we have to be true to ourselves. Once we're true to ourselves, that's it. And one thing about timeline pattern is that I think I explained it earlier, but I still missed one point of it. We see the end of the story. So it means that there was something that was being that is going to be done, which means that we'll put in the necessary catalyst to be able to get us there. So at the end of the day, we'll always end up there. That is another. The same way like I was explaining to you about the election. I will not choose sides, but then the conclusion of the whole matter is what I come and announce to you, and that's how it is. So the conclusion will be there, but we have to be true to ourselves as Ghanaians.
Whoa. Prof, Brinty, wrap it up now another time I talk. But somehow for Ashesha, which are quite those who know, maybe worshiping with you. Yes,
we are at Oyibi Prayer Camp Junction. Oyibi Prayer Camp Junction. Yes, Oyibi Prayer Camp Junction. It's on the Crowd Dodo Road from Adenta Dodo Road. It's a straight stretch. So Oyibi Prayer Camp Junction. That's where we are, and we have our services as all nights, which is Friday all night from 9 p.m. to 4 a.m. And then we also have Sunday evening services from 5 p.m. Yes. Our Sunday morning service will start in the month of March.
Also, currently there,
I don't know
normal like Sunday church service.
Not at all. Sorry. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That we have everything. It's a church. It's a beautiful church, actually.
Wow.
If you walk in there, you'll be very excited.
I know, say on social media, but like if people want to reach out to you, and also is there?
Yeah, their phone numbers are there. Yeah, it's 0256 290 320. 0256-290-320, and then the other one is 026-2236-360, 026-2236-360. Yeah.
I know say nipa do na be frɛ wa ba na o ma te on council that no mo nim near my abai see ya, and I said, the one who I can't bump pepe. If you remember some person who say, oh, Yaminipa, Adiria, and more here between because ye 7 years. I am coffee pea, take a so with Ocon watch, charge you so that and you be no consultation on something to say.
Yeah, we don't do consultation things. Yeah, we don't do like money charging, blah blah blah.
You see the man of
yeah, sorry, no problem. Yeah, sorry, everything there is basically free. Yeah, sorry, we have like imagine you go to one night, you have free coffee, you have free water and everything. Every time there's program, there is free food stuff and everything. Yeah.
So about no
coffee in our free. Sorry, and we don't actually. I want to make this thing very clear. In our church, we don't do 1,000 Ghana, bra, or 2,000, bra. There's no pressure for money. Yes, I said when you go to Emmanuel TV or TV Joshua, those kind of places, no Pentecost, near come and give up. Even we don't even do that. Yeah. You know, some of the churches have like a bit of pressure. We are a place. Offering, Bema offering, you're 12 for a ball, you're better, I see you drop it in the bowl, you're gone. When I'm done preaching, you are there, you want to come and give off, you have seed or whatever, come and drop it. Like, no, there's no pressure, like, hey, brah, we don't do those things, we don't raise those funds at all. And when it comes to counseling, we have a counseling for everyone to come in, like, just come, I'll be there, I'll be talking to everybody. It's a long queue and then the registration. So you just come and register, and the registration comes with no money at all, no money. And our counseling is divided into two. There's partners of the ministry, and then there's the normal counseling, the counseling itself. The counseling itself, just register and come and see me. They'll just give you a date. You just come on that date, you see me. You don't need to carry anything. I don't even need you to come and give me anything. You just come and see me done. That's how it is. Because we believe in what we are doing to understand that we know that we can get it done by the grace of God. So if we get it done, then, because mostly what I tell people is, what you're looking for, we'll get it done for you by the grace of God. But the question is, if you go, are you sure you'll be able to do what you have to do after you get what you're looking for? Because I always leave it in their mind, but it's not that I'm asking them to bring anything at the end of the day. If you get it, then you go fine. Because, I mean, it's obviously up to you. Yeah. You are the one, posterity will be our judge, you know. So you are the one going to carry that pressure.
But from my location, once again,
it's OUB Prayer Camp Junction. OUB Prayer Camp Junction. Just book for the appointment. There are dates there. They'll give you the appointment. You'll be Prayer Camp Junction on the Adenta Dodoa Road. So it's to your left side. When you get to the Prayer Camp Junction, you can go there. Google map is Prophetic Life Embassy. So you can just Google propheticlifeembassy.org.
And it will take you there.
It's Google, it's websites and everything. The whole location is so beautiful. Whatever you want, you see it on the website.
I think Rasta they have to Facebook. So it's a nice place. Yeah. Wow. Okay. All right. Prophet, but I was by me person we are juma ba could be mommy before you go.
All right.
Just say have a program say yeah, and then I was just going through the comment section, and sometimes when I make time I read some of them.
Right.
And I saw a message from a gentleman. I mean repeatedly me I say some message you know send this and my attention. He was requesting for a megaphone.
Okay.
Or say or evangelist will be here megaphone. Okay. Now or they are called Kenya Miasem. So I was like, no, this one I want to do it. Okay. And I got him the megaphone. Right. I brought it today. Now, I'm some friend, non fan, right? It's me person. Oh, yeah, presentation out the megaphone, man. Okay, man, so that obey me use you and they are propagating the good news, no. Now, you're spreading your message, but megaphone, now, you're present man, now. A bomb fire man, then I'm a man. I'm holding with you. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I would have to stand up, or it's okay.
Well, you can, yeah.
Okay. So that's from Jerry Justice, okay. So you're presenting megaphone, you or you can hold on to it.
Yes.
Some better picture.
It's captioned from here.
Yeah, okay. Megaphone. That's a so fun. So it's a blessing by the grace of God. Now, once he has the megaphone, you can do the work of God. And may the Lord extend your voice to the nations that they will hear of you, and then you'll be a blessing to many. In Jesus' mighty name. Amen. It is established. It is established. It's a beautiful thing, actually.
Yeah.
And I'll also, before I leave, I also push something so that you can also, when you get a megaphone, you will need something else to push the megaphone. I can musuchima kepa. My guy who I'm having misani. My guy you a few you for or musuchima kepa bele. Ke to if I name you are.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Prof. And you better another time give me a sign now and come on crack BS and the can so now you did the account here. That was Nami Shaw. So we're spending time with us this afternoon. Nami Shaw.
It is a blessing. Many blessings to you. Have a wonderful one.
Okay. I was I'm checking time now. Just about 18 minutes after 4. UTA 10
PENDREAM TV. Nami Shaw Pani Jumakasi away. They be a show on YouTube and all other social media platforms. It's Ramon follow PENDREAM TV. Very fantastic. Doing a lot of the channel.